Hey everyone, welcome back to the OC Hive My channel. It's Victor again, and I am joined by Sparky for our round two of our modern FNM.
Yeah, we finally got our stuff together, and it looks like we have John on Amulet Titan and Eric playing 8 Ball. Eric started off with a fetch land, looks like a Scalding Tarn. John's got Saga into Amulet. Looks like a good start, right, Victor?
Yeah, pretty good standard start from the deck. I'm not a huge fan of the Saga on turn one. Sometimes that can be a little awkward, but context matters, so we'll see if his hand has any good payoffs.
To me, it looks like he has going for a turn 3 Amulet kill, because he does get a second Amulet. If he has one of the Karu bounce lands, he can make some pretty big mana, a lot of mana at least, on turn 3. Looks like Eric goes for Fetch Mountain. For those not familiar, 8 Ball is a deck that's running 4 Ball Lightning and 4 Lightning Skelemental for 8 Ball Lightning effects.
John showing good sportsmanship by reminding Eric to draw a card for turn.
Yes, very good. Love the sportsmanship. Ticks up, uses the bounce land, makes his 2 mana. Let's see what he does with it. He's going to pick up his land and play an Explore. Okay. He's going to make some mana here. Victor, what do you think about Explore in the Titan deck as of right now? That seems to be some new technology they're adopting.
I am a big fan of Explore. I've always been a fan of just getting more lands into play when you're trying to either explode or just have mana. Mana dorks can be unreliable at times, and getting stuck with your 3 drops to help you accelerate can sometimes be potentially a bad situation. So I'm all for it, and I think it's a solid addition to the deck.
That's understandable. John went with a Dryad and then a Teleria West untapped. Looks like we got Lightning Skelemental from the other side for his 3-drop. Getting in for 6. And then it does the Blighting effect, doesn't it? Looks like John's discarding what looks like an artifact and a bounce land here. And I can see a Thoughtseize and what seems to be a Ball Lightning and Unearth in Eric's hand. So he kind of has a lot of things wrapped up if he has another land drop. John's using the Urza Saga, has the 1 floating mana at the moment. I'm not sure if he knows that he can float anything with the Dryad of Elysian Grove in play, but that's one thing to be aware of.
Yeah, definitely something players can miss sometimes just because you're so on the track of, okay, this land does this particular thing.
Yeah.
I can
Dryad
tell
of
what he was floating.
Dryad of Elysian Grove does a lot of fun stuff, especially with Dress Down. We have a 3rd Amulet here. Huge. No land played yet. He's going to. It looks like he's going to make 6 mana here. Picks up the Teleria West. 7 mana total. Most of it blue, because the Teleria West.
Yeah, assuming John isn't thinking about the fact that Dryad will let it tap for whatever the Teleria West wants.
And he's going to go with the One Ring here. Definitely playing it safe. Opponent tapped out. It looks like he has bounce land. I think he just drew Valakut and Teleria West. That looks like a Selesnya Sanctuary in his hand, possibly.
Yep, that is one of the other bounce lands. Can't remember which one.
And he's gonna transmute for a pact. Is he gonna go for Titan here? He passes the turn. I think there may have been a line. I think there may have been a line to go for the Titan there, but playing it safe, has the One Ring, has protection.
Yeah, and for the viewers at home, we did speak about this. There is the miss line of simply not casting the ring and just transmuting.
I
Right
think
away
yeah, I
to
think
go
there
get
was
Titans.
I think there was a line there to get a Titan and get him dead. He is at 19 though. The Dryad could get into. Maybe. We'll see. We have Selesny Sanctuary as the land for turn. He's going to make 6 mana with it. And he nat drew the Titan. Does he still have the Pact in his hand?
Looking at the
Did I
data,
did I
no, I think you're correct because the only thing Oh no, there is a Teleria West.
I know he pacted. I know he Teleria Wested for pact. I don't think I remember seeing him go for the Titan. He may have Nat Druid. The two cards in his hand could be Sanctuary and Pact. So
No, either way, unfortunately
pump
for
three
Eric here.
times. So we have a 12/6 Titan. I think we got Eric dead with 4 mana open. Um, we're gonna have another trigger from the Titan. I don't think John's presenting yet because he has another trigger yet for his opponent to cut. But yeah, so he's gonna go searching again. He just wanted to double check. Let's see what he finds. He's gonna find. It looks like Vesuva Sunhome for the kill.
Yeah,
And we're
pretty
gonna
pretty
yep, we're
standard
gonna
here.
give our guy double strike, get in for 24. I think it's a safe line. I think waiting the turn is okay against a relatively unknown deck. And Eric shrugs his shoulders and picks his cards up. Classic Titan moves. And I think we're on to sideboarding. Are there any cards that you think are very important in this matchup? I would assume with the red, there's got to be some good cards for the Titan deck.
Um, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunately I'm not really familiar with Titan as much as other than understanding when I need to either solitude or terminate your Titan.
Yeah, I get
But
it.
well, with that being said, Eric, he's on red. I'm not familiar with his list. Hopefully some Blood Moon effects coming in. Some
I think
I
he
actually I
just
think I
bled
saw
a. Yep,
saw
I
Blood
saw it.
Moon
I
there.
saw it as well. He bled a blood moon into the shuffling. It's the good part
Perfect.
about the top down, which is nice. So he's bringing in blood moons. Um, on the other side, I think you just try and like protect your combo as best as possible. You see your opponents on black and red cards. You do your best to try and protect against that. Um, I would assume he brings in some amount of like disenchant effects. I should say naturalize because that's a green card. But some amount of naturalized effects. It looks like they both. Ooh, John went down to 5 cards, and Eric is on 6, I believe.
Yeah, definitely not a great start for Titan
Ooh,
to
it
be
looks like they're
down.
both on 5. Eric's putting 2 to the bottom as well, so they're both on 5. Eric's going to lead off because he's got the play. That's a Sulphurous Springs and Pass. I'm not sure how many 1-drops that deck plays. I do think a lot of it's their recursion. Besage you into Grazer into. Um. Okay. He's got his 2 mana in play. Simic Growth Chamber, it looks like there. Eric's going to correct the Bloodstained Mire. Look for his second land. He's going to find a basic swamp. And just a pass back. Okay. That looks like a Titan off the top for John. And I think I saw 1 ring. So we have a Mycosynth Gardens. Does he have a 3-drop here? Any of his powerful 3-drops, I think Azusa and Dryad are pretty good.
I would assume that he might take the Azusa out. A lot of times, Titan players will take it out when they suspect that there are bolts running around that they could potentially face, just because the payoff sometimes isn't as great.
I think
So
that's fair. And Eric is fetching again.
interesting that Eric went for a basic swamp just because he does have a very greedy set of creatures, and I believe he actually had a ball lightning. Maybe set him
Yeah,
up just in case for the blood moon, but
I
does
think
set
you're
him behind.
I think you're correct. I think he did have ball lightning in his hands, and I think if he is doing that, I'm not sure if that's the right line. But he does fetch here a mountain. He's at 18. Just to remind everybody, John is up a game. Our technical difficulties in this round, we lost our game win circles because we were having issues with that. Uh, Taps 3 and plays. That's new artwork. Is that a Fulminator Mage?
That is I believe it's actually I don't even know the set, but that is definitely a Fulminator Mage. I've been Fulminated enough to recognize the art anywhere.
Okay. Um. Ooh, and then just a pass, and then we're gonna use the mana to make a One Ring. Okay. So we got a One Ring. We got a card drawn. We don't have an amulet on John's side of the board. I don't think he's gonna win that way. Savoy Triome. I think that could have been the land that he should have tried to fetch if he wasn't going to do anything on turn two, or unless that was in his opening hand. Flamekin Harbinger is an interesting pickup. That does find all the ball lightnings. And you know what else it finds, Victor? Good
Oh,
old
what's that?
Fulminator. Good old
Yep,
Fulminator Mage.
absolutely,
Ooh, and
definitely.
he finds it. He doesn't have the mana to do anything with it, but it is on top of his deck. This list is looking a little spicy. I wonder if he's going to go after the growth chamber this turn. I know we let him get away with the One Ring, but if we take out that growth chamber, we have a solid line to victory here. Oh, that goes on top of your deck, Eric.
And there's
Oh,
John. Remind him of that.
John,
Absolutely.
we fixed it up. We got 2 mana left over. Um, I'm not sure what that card is. I think that's it's got to be another elemental, right?
That is Thunderkin Awakener. That is
Thunder.
the I believe it's Thunderkin Awakener. It is a 1/2 with haste. Whenever it attacks, you choose target elemental creature card in the graveyard with toughness less than it. And then you return that to the battlefield tapped and attacking. You sacrifice it
Toughness. You
instead.
said it. You said it's a 1/3.
It's a 1/2. Sorry, one
It's a
two.
1/2.
So
Okay,
unfortunately,
so
it cannot
there was
reanimate the
the
Fulminator
fulminator.
Mages.
Okay, I was gonna say. I was like,
It's for the X ones. It's to
there
get
was an
all those guys back.
there was an interesting line there. There would have been an interesting line. Um, I don't. Let's see what he does. He's got 2 fulminator mages and a ball lightning. Can't tap that swamp for the ball lightning though. Takes the one. Plays the ball lightning. Let's see if he serves with the team. Just gets in for the 6. I mean, there is a blocker of the Grazer, but I think going with the whole squad is probably the right call there.
Yeah, given the current board state, I mean, I'm not a fan of the Fulminator still being in play. That should have removed the Simic Growth Chamber on John's upkeep before he had played the One Ring. Um,
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment. I think just denying the big mana deck mana is probably the right call. I'm not sure how much Titan Eric's played against. Eric is one of the newer players that's been playing with us, so that's something I guess I'll have to have a conversation with him about. But we see a Titan from John's side. Let's see what he's going to fetch up. It also looked like he played a. I thought that was Radiant Fountain. It does not seem to be. It could have been a
the
Crumbling
first one was
Vestige.
crumbling. Yeah, it was Crumbling Vestige
Plays.
to get that mana.
Yep, plays the Radiant Fountain. Gets the Sanctuary in play. And then picks up the Fountain. Smart plays. Smart plays from John. No amulet out, but they can still put the Titan on the board. He's got 6 cards in hand. Let's see what happens here. Does have 2 blockers. Is it 13? I think there's a possibility for like maybe a Lightning Skelemental draw. That looks like Village Rites to me.
Yep, that is the alternate villager rights art.
Yeah.
Struggling there with the tongue twister.
Let's see if we. Yep, that's 100% what I would sacrifice. We're gonna draw 2 here. To sacrifice the Harbinger, Thoughtseize, and Unearth.
I believe he
Oh,
already has. I think he has 2 unearths in hand. I can't tell what that leftmost card is. Um,
that could be a
oh,
regular Village Rites.
No, actually, I apologize. That should be the second Fulminator mage that he tutored for. I
Yep,
don't believe.
you're 100% right. He has Fulminator, Thoughtseize, Village Rites. Or no, sorry, he played the Village Rites. He's got Unearth. So if he unearths the, I do believe we're a little past the point here with the Fulminator Mage, but I like the gumption.
Yeah, it's unfortunately a missed opportunity that they should have been sacrificed a long time ago. The Titan being in play just kind of invalidates the idea that these Fulminators are going to cash in any real value. Unfortunately,
It's also not a gotcha. Like it's not like John played a pact where you can make it so he can't pay during his upkeep. Um, Again, as the aggressive deck, I'm not sure if I like that. John takes a
yeah.
draw. I think that was a Force of Vigor that he drew. And then he also, I believe, picked up Titan, a couple other cards from the ring. He's going to pay 3. I assume this is Dryad. Yep. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. And now I think we've assembled our combo. With Eric tapped out, I think he's probably just going to go for the Valakut kill here.
Yeah, it looks like he has a valid cut that should come into play tapped. Okay, John recognizing that and making that apparent, but Eric with the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Heads up play. Heads up play. Yes, you're right. Heads up play to hit the Valakut with the Fulminator Mage.
I do believe though that that Eric should have still taken 3 life because the Valakut trigger conditions would still be true. There were
There
5
were.
other mountains.
Yeah,
Both,
that's
both
correct.
on ETB and resolution of the ability. So,
Yep.
Valakut's a tough land. It's a very tough land. It's very complex.
So what do you think he's going to go get here?
I just double Valakut. I don't see there really a reason
Double
to get anything
Valakut.
else.
By my math, is an additional 12 damage, which would make this a lethal attack. There's 1 Valakut in his graveyard. Does he have the Vesuva? Targets are Valakut, Vesuva. So, where do you point these, Vic?
All upstairs. The Thunderkin blocking is 4 points of life. I mean,
Yeah, that's Xaxes, right? He did throw one the Thunderkin's way.
so I'm against the idea of it because the Thunderkin can only save 2 damage by blocking, while by shooting it with the Valakut, you let it save 3 points of health. So, okay, John had
an additional land to play.
So
after combat,
didn't
so yeah,
really make a difference.
No. And that was our round 2. Again, YouTube guys, we appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.